Hello, it's Fellonius the old yapper again, and I'm going to get a grip on our different types of languages. And there is one thing that always have bothered me, and that is when English tries to get inside the Swedish language and doesn't succeed. That's what the point is, just in case I'll drop it on the way. Now, there are some stuff about Swedish talking very good English. No, we're not. We are not that good at talking English. We are not. We do have some pronunciations problems, and mostly we can't get the grip on what word is English and what is Swedish. So many people, and this is not just a fun joke, even if most people are using it as a fun joke. This is really how it is in schools. The word speed in English is translated to fart in Swedish. But people are mixing up those two words. Oh, what great fart you have, you can hear a Swede say. And he means speed. He does not mean the English word fart. No. And there are some other stuff. The cook in the kitchen is called kock in Swedish. I'm not going to go that way, but you can see for yourself what that might be. And there are several others, like if you are talking about a kiss, that's pee in Swedish. Yeah. So if they're talking about kiss, they don't want to kiss you, they just want to go to the loo. Now, I've seen a lot of these stuff, and most of the problems that I see is coming from different types of adverts. However, sometimes, and this is a cute story I must say, sometimes you get Swenglish from other places. My mother and father-in-law were old people. They didn't know any English at all. They couldn't in English. They could hear it was English, but they couldn't pronounce anything. They couldn't say anything. And well, being old people, they didn't bother. They could live without English, and so it was. And they were also living in the country, where they put potatoes down and grew potatoes, and they just got a new sort, a new type. What do you call them? New brand. It was called up to date. At least in their lingo, and I didn't bother thinking about what did they say. Up to date works fine with me. It sounds Swedish, and it probably is. Yes, or perhaps it's Latin, I don't know. But somehow my girlfriend suddenly realized that it was really up to date, and that is a potato brand. So if you're watching this, you can go and see for yourself. It was called Up to Date, but since old Ma and Pa couldn't pronounce that, they called it Upp to date. Now, reading the word and reading it in Swedish made it, of course, that way. That's how it became up to date. It became up to date. Now, this thing suddenly hit me when I was going into Pizza Hut, pizza parlor. We down where I put my bus now and then, I have to eat. So I thought that I should just take sausage and some mashed potatoes and be off with it. And while I stood there waiting for my food, I read an advert that they had that said pulled pork 49. Right. Now, I know pulled pork is something completely different than it is for me. Because pulled for me, because it means that you have dragged it behind you in gravel and dirt and stuff. And pork, I know, is something meaty. So pulled pork for me was how it was dirty meat. Then just because I was thinking. Yeah. Now I have reason to learn what is pulled pork, and it's totally tasteless, I suppose. Never mind. But I thought of my old mother and father-in-law. If they had been alive and went into this pizzeria, they would have been really astonished, because they couldn't read, right? Now, it was probably pulled chicken, but never mind. The word pulled, if you pronounce that in Swedish, you get pulled, or almost pullad. Now, that is a word that is close to the word masturbation. Very close. It's a common word for masturbation. And if it is chicken, it is also, pulla is also a family name for chicken. So they could either have read it masturbated chicken, I don't know what that might be, or a chicken. They would not have read it as pulled chicken the way you know it. And if they had thought of it as masturbated chicken, they would have turned their nose right out and get out of that door as quick as they could. And here's the point. If you're using English word in a Swedish sentence, because the rest of the advert had nothing to do with English, that's the only two words, pulled chicken. That's the only two words that it was in English. And the rest was in Swedish. So anyone could read the rest, even if you're not knowing any English. But if you're mixing two languages, you must be sure that everyone is thinking the same thing when they read it. If anyone is reading something else into the words, you have lost. And I can't really see why we are having the word pulled chicken at all, or pulled pork, or pulled meat. Why are we using the word pulled? We have a Swedish word, långkok, långkokt. It's not hard to say. It's even easy, and it's even saying everything. It had cooked for a long time. Långkok. It's easy, right? So why are we using the stupid word pulled, when pulled is something completely different in English? I get excited, am I not? Thanks for listening. Bye.